Hey everybody.
You walked in with a grin, tail wagging wide again. Everybody stopping just to see. Every nose wants to know where you get that happy glow. You're the cutest pup in this whole town. Oh, can't you see? Folks whisper when you trot on by, like, who's that fluffy superstar? Let's give 'em something to bark about, a little woof to howl about. Let's give 'em something to bark about. Woof in love, woof in love. Jumping puddles in the yard, chewing shoes like it ain't hard, chasing after every squirrel inside. You got style, you got flair, birds flying everywhere. You turn every ordinary day into highlight. Neighbors peeking through the blinds like, there goes that dog again. Let's give 'em something to bark about, a tail wag stroll around the block. Let's give 'em something to bark about. Woof in love, woof in love. Maybe we're fetching.
Hey everybody. How are you doing? Hey Ninja, I just saw your message. Yeah, I think the glitch is me. Um, I've been pushing buttons and I know better than to push buttons. So I don't know what my screen looks like, but I have a little bitty version. I don't know if y'all can see my girls, and I don't know how to fix it. Mr. Coot happened to join me. He uses the Restream stuff, and he could probably tell me. But after I started pushing buttons and getting more things, I didn't know what the heck it was. I was like, okay, but I don't know what just happened. Um, the way I've been setting things up, normally it's giving me a countdown, and I was going to start at 2 instead of 2:30, um, trying to get around some of these big creators. And I know Megan is live right now, and she's the queen of YouTube, so there's no way I can compete with Megan. And I don't know if Squid is still live, but I'm just a puppy in this stuff, so trying to learn it and fix it. But Ninja, can you hear me? Can you see me? I see there's 2 in here from on YouTube. Now I see number 3. Welcome, welcome. Y'all get in the chat. I apologize if I'm coming out as a little bitty picture. But I don't know what I did. I don't know what button I pushed that I wasn't supposed to push. But welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday. We are here in South Arkansas. Is it good? Okay, Ninja, I appreciate it. We are doing daycare for the babies this morning. They missed last week, Well, they came on Monday, but they missed Tuesday and the rest of the week. And by 7:30 this morning, I had 19 daycare babies. And I quit counting at 19. There's 25 or 26 here, but I mean, they were demanding they get to come to daycare. And you just can't make that kind of love up. I'm telling you. If I could pay for the best advertising in the world, but really, for the last 30 years, uh, I let the dogs be the ad. You know, when they tell their owner how Wagging Tails was, then you know I can't pay for that kind of advertising and even compete with it. So what's going on with everybody? Oh, I just saw another weird button that I don't know what it means, but I'm not pushing it. No more buttons. Ninja says I'm good, so that's all I need to know. That somebody out there in the YouTube world is hearing me. Ninja, how did your trip go? Last time you was in my live, you were on a cruise ship. I'm assuming you're back on land. I hope you had a great time. That's something I've never done, is been on a cruise. And to be honest, I've always been a big chicken. You know, I've always thought of the Titanic and bad things like that. So I've never thought about going on a cruise. Trip was wonderful. What can I say? How can a cruise be bad? Let's see if it shows up. Yeah, I made it show up. Push the right button. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. Three of my Chihuahua buddies that we meet up at the shows, they are big cruise takers. And I know they go once or twice a year at least. And they was trying to work up a Chihuahua Friends cruise. But I would be the one bowing out. Number one, I take care of everybody's babies so they can go on vacation. So in 40 years of caring for others' dogs, my vacation in my mind is getting to go to a dog show for the weekend, and that's about as much as I have a vacation. So, but I hope we got three of you in here. Oh, got one on Facebook. Welcome, Facebook friends. I don't know how to figure out how to talk to y'all, but I mean, I know how to talk to you, but as far as pulling up any things, if you want to say something, I'll have to respond on Facebook later. Um, if you want to get in the live chat, you can get on YouTube and find me under something to bark about, and we'd love for you to join us. Like I said, I've been trying to stick with Mondays and Wednesday, and pick a time that I'm not, trying to compete with these big YouTubers. And 2 has been great. I've been doing it 2:30 Central, but I'm backing it up to 2, mainly because we have doing it at 2:30. That runs close into time for daycare dogs to start going home at 4, and they can tell time better than I can. So let me tell y'all about No. I don't know who's seen it or joined before, but this big girl right here, I bred her, and this would be her second time to be bred. And the first litter, she had 6 puppies, 3 long coats and 3 smooth coats. And 2 of the long coats went on. Chewy is a champion and done a lot of winning. And then their sister, Bonnie VA, she's in the Iowa area, in Nebraska area, and she has won and been tickled to death. So it was about 45 days last Thursday that I wanted to take Nono in and go ahead and get an x-ray to see how many puppies we would be getting ready for. She's due around the 20th of June, so we got a couple more weeks to go. Y'all guess how many puppies? Had 6 first litter. And I've been calling the puppies Truth and Justice. I don't know where that came from, but been calling them that since I could tell. I thought she was getting a little bigger. She has one very big puppy. One. And I'm like, you're kidding me. But instead of being all upset, I said, this might be the one Chihuahua that makes it to Westminster, loves dog shows. Who knows? My vet said I needed to name, and I'm saying her, Double Jeopardy. But I'm excited. I will be a nervous wreck till we get a healthy baby and healthy mama. And I'm praying for a little girl. She may be a big girl because she's growing big time. I'd hold Dodo up, but I'd get them all going. But I'm excited because I hadn't had babies in a couple of years, and who doesn't love a tiny baby? And if you've ever seen a Chihuahua baby, they are tiny, look like little rats when they're born, or little mice, I should say. But I am excited. And for those that have been following me about my little health scare, I went last Tuesday and had a lung biopsy. And the worst part was waking up in recovery with a horrible migraine. And once they got that under control, I was okay. But my doctor looked into the records and, trying to give me a heads up before I heard from the doctor who done the surgery or biopsy. And he said that the spot was a tiny little spot of a right lung, and that the sample that the doctor took in my lymph node showed no cancer. So, man, I'm taking that as a win. I'm tickled to death. And the doctor who did the biopsy called me this morning and said the little spot, is cancer, but it's caught very, very early. And had I not fell out of the bed a couple of months ago and broke a rib, my 8th rib, then none of this would have ever happened. I wouldn't have had a clue there's a spot on my lung. And it's squamous carcinoma. I don't know how you say that word, but it's the sarcomas, squamous. I don't know. But anyway, the SQ word, carcinoma, and from Dr. Google, I've seen that it's like skin cancers, and I had one in my ear 5 or 6, 7 years ago, probably longer than that, 8 or 9 years ago. And other than the doctor keeping me awake and going in my ear it ended up 4 or 5 hours in the chair with him working on my ear. Just hearing that stuff, it was hard to sit through. But, and then the doctor was like, I wish I had put you to sleep, and of course I'm laying there thinking, I wish you had too. This has been a very stressful day. But that's what I understand. And somehow what's typically an outside spot or whatever, that's part got my lung. But, it's just going to be a small blip in the plans. I believe the good Lord has got plenty more babies for me to take care of and my own babies to get on the road. I was commenting in Megan's live a while ago. They're doing a court case or something, and I was like, Megan, you got to end it. They was talking about how boring the guy was on the stand. And I'm like, you need to end your show. I sure hope if she ever watches what I am putting out that she doesn't take that as an offense, because I meant it in no way am I trying to, and would never be able to horn in on her good things she's got going on. So I wanted to say that up front. Um, I've really appreciated the creators that have mentioned my channel and talked about it's a palate cleanser, and that's what I want to do. Is I want people to join us, talk dogs, get to going in the chat, um, talking about it, and I am so excited. My friend Shannon from Montana is going to be live with me Wednesday at 2 o'clock Central. And Shannon is the one I've told y'all in the past about. Started, oh Lord, I didn't pulled up a thing I didn't know. Um, Shannon has started a hospice for Chihuahuas in Montana. And I'm telling you, she joined my live the other day. That I probably screwed everything up and nobody could find me, but she had never done the chat and went on the YouTube thing like that, and she was hitting my messenger up. I can't do it. I can't find it. And then finally she joined in the chat. So if you listened to that the other day, then you heard me bragging on Shannon. We've met in person, I believe, twice, and both times in Portland, Oregon, with women in the pet industry. And Shannon has amazing love for animals and dogs and Chihuahuas especially. And she's owned a boarding kennel, and um, she was on the TV show. I think it was called Hotel Hell, and I'm sure y'all will remember that show, where kind of like the guy with goes around to the bad restaurants, and he's all mean. I can't think of his name, but uh, anyway, uh, Shannon was on a TV show, and she can tell us all this Wednesday, but that she redid these pet places like in a person's home, and structured a whole theme around the pet that they had, and it was amazing. I was so tickled to see, hey, I know this lady. She look, and of course, the first time we met, she had her little Chihuahua. Uh, I just lost the name, and I can see the little cutie in my head. Just um, anyway, her little Chihuahua, and I had Pocket with me, and Pocket was my first Chihuahua. I flew out to New York and got, and she was the diva of all dogs, not just Chihuahuas, but Gigi. That was Shannon's dog, Gigi. And, you ever meet somebody and you just automatically feel like you're connected? Well, that's how it is with Shannon and I. And I won't give away the story, but I'm gonna get her to talk about an incident that happened in her boarding kennel, and I'm telling you, it'll give you chills to hear her tell the story. So, y'all give me some good prayers for figuring out Restream of how to add a guest, and like I said, what buttons I should push and not push. But that's what I was hoping to do. I think we're up to 642 subscribers, which I am so thankful. Oh, we got 2 on Facebook, 2 on YouTube. Welcome, Facebook buddies. I have like 4,800 dog friends on Facebook, and I'm trying to get it to connect the two to get some of the Facebook friends to come on over to YouTube, um, and like and subscribe to my channel. Uh, the what I've been told is the whole deal is work till you get 1,000 subscribers, and we're up to 640 something, and that I'm just extremely pleased to be able to get that many since December 3rd is when I started it. Let's see what Ninja has to say. Sorry, Darlene, can help me with that. I'm a bigger boomer than you are. Well, I did hit the 63 mark Saturday, and I was very tickled. I had a wonderful day. My customers were great. I got a big Mountain Dew bottle this morning that it wasn't like the half gallon or quart size, but it was bigger than the individual Mountain Dew. And I went straight in the fridge, getting cold for me, but just amazing. And Darla found me these. I did a short on YouTube with the plates that, and I'm going to try to get Darla to hang them for me. They're just beautiful, and I'm trying to think of the signed artists. And of course, I didn't look at it before I started this, but they're gorgeous, and got four plates. And I'm hoping to find out more about the artists and if there's other plates he's done in a collection, and try to. One of them was called the Doghouse Collection. I remember that, and but you know, I got you, Ninja. I got you. Oh, did you see the plates? I mean, they're beautiful. And another great friend of mine actually found them at a thrift store, and called Darla and was like, "You think Darlene would want these?" And Darla was like, "Yeah, she definitely would." Now I hear the daycare dogs starting to bark, and if these get antsy, I'll have to help them down real quick. I do not trust that they would not jump. In fact, Oops the other day uh, jumped before I grabbed her, and she landed in my lap and on down to the floor. But I'm like, we're not going to do it that way. But anyway, I am tickled with my birthday. And Ninja says, "Of course, I watch all your videos, even your shorts." Well, thank you, Ninja. I appreciate that. And that's been such a cool thing too. Is, man, you go to these channels, and if you start getting in the chats, and we all know about the bad neighbor story going on. If you're following that, if you're one of my dog buddies, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But that's how I met Ninja Puppy and Happy, and there's just too many to name. But after uh, you know, go in and out of chats with these people, you make friends pretty quick. And I know I remember Tug talking about, an internet friend, but I knew what his heart was about, and that's my heart, is that I felt everybody praying for me last Tuesday during that biopsy. And I feel like everybody's praying for me for whatever the next steps are. But, I'm just ready to take it one day at a time and hit this battle head on, and, never have to hear that word again. And I tell you, it just humbles you. And I want to shout out Baptist Hospital in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I don't know if anybody ever seen the video, but that was, and I've been to Baptist. I mean, over the years, family members, friends there. But they had the neatest system. When you come through, now, unfortunately, you had to go through a metal detector, which is sad, but sign of the times. And then you went to, for them to check you in or whatever. Then they took you over to the lady, and whoever your family person was with you, they would go get their cell number. And like Darla had her spam thing on her phone, so the lady's taking her through step one, two, and three to get where her phone will answer unknown phone numbers. And then they gave her a patient number, and they had a board several places, but electronic board showing that number, where they were, like in registering or in surgery or in recovery, wherever the status was. And then it had the doctor's name. And I was just so impressed. You know, when people are going to that hospital, and you never know what they're dealing with, and what's, if they're facing a loved one, uh, end of life, or children sick, whatever the situation. Hospitals are never fun. That's not where people want to go and hang out. But I mean, shout out to Baptist Health, because everybody, and I mean everybody, was so nice and welcoming. And the thing was, when I woke up with a migraine in recovery, they had a nurse at each patient. And I told the lady, I got a bad migraine. And within seconds, she had a rag laying over my eyes to shut out all that bright light, and was getting medicine to give me some relief. And, anybody that knows what migraines are, you wouldn't wish them on your worst enemy. And so I love and appreciated the care. And like I said, it humbles you to see people going through this stuff. I mean, there's no, if you don't have a soul, if you don't have compassion for people going through health stuff and all. But anyway, well, this wasn't going to be a real long one, but I wanted to, one, give y'all a health update. And Wednesday with Shannon is the plan. I'm going to try to have all the things figured out and get my screen back up like I like it. And then we'll have Shannon on, and I plan to try to do at least weekly a live guest, and my first one starting this Wednesday. And we're going to talk dogs. And I got 6 of the 7 laid up here. I had sit in Megan's chat, how many Chihuahuas does it take to equal a German Shepherd? Well, I guarantee you my 11 don't come near uh, to the size of a German Shepherd. I'm going to show y'all a picture if I can pull it up. My girls, yes, and maybe, went to home here local, and let me see, and can y'all see that? Yes is the tri-black and tan, and maybe is the fond one. And you talk about hitting the jackpot. This is 2 of No-No's babies in the first litter. They'll be, they're already 2 years old. They're probably about 2.5. Could y'all see that? My hand was shaking a lot, but the people had Maybe, and I can't remember, they changed her name. I don't know why you wouldn't want to call your dog Maybe. But anyway, they had Maybe for probably about 4 or 5 months. And then they were looking for her partner, and I was like, she needs her sister because she did not like to show. And as I've told y'all before, I'm not going to force my babies to do it. You miss Yes, yeah. Uh, I mean, I loved Yes, and if she would have had, I mean, if they don't want to do it, they tell you quick. And Yes could be running and playing at the hotel, the happiest dog in the world. And when you got ringside, it was just like, she just would melt into, oh no, mama, not this stuff. Oh no, mama, not a stranger coming up and looking at my teeth and touching me everywhere. Oh no, mama. So guess what? I quit showing her because she didn't like it. And that's how, my kids, they're my babies and they got to love what they're doing. Uh, them learning to do this, it's been a process. And I know they can jump, and Lord willing, I would catch them before they did. But, um, you know, just love my babies. Well, guys, we're going to end this for 31 minutes. And Ninja, I'm so glad you found me. And I will try to do better to, it says connected default. I don't even know what that meant. But anyway, I will see y'all Wednesday. Please share and let others know to come check us out. And I can't wait to introduce y'all to Shannon and her awesomeness. Yeah, and I think you'll all get blessed as I was when I met Shannon, just from hearing her story. It's pretty amazing. Love you guys. Remember, there's always something to bark about, and we'll catch you soon. Have a great one.